I've had people that want to improve their relationships with God. It's such events or such gatherings that will help you. You meet a Muslim sister, she tells you about her challenge and how she prayed to Allah maybe during tahajjud or something, and you know the solution to your problem. You'll do tahajjud and Allah could answer your prayer just like that from the sharing. The show hosts outstanding Muslim women from all walks of life to share their experiences, success stories, challenges, and how they are managing to overcome those challenges. It's the first one of its kind. It's raw, it's real, and all inclusive. It's for all of us. We do not discriminate. So anyone who wants to be part of this, you're free to join us, yeah? Yeah, I see we already know this person, right? So I would like to request you to give her a very big round of applause as she gets into the show. And this is none other than Miss, I don't see the vibe, guys. This is none other than Miss Shamira Namtebi. Yeah. Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. You're welcome. Doesn't she look beautiful?
Mashallah.
Mashallah. Awesome.
Thank you. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, sisters. It's always a pleasure to see you here working on our personal growth, you know. It's really amazing and it's really fulfilling. MashaAllah, keep coming. I can see faces that have been coming from day one. Please don't give up. Keep coming to improve yourself as a woman, as a mother, as a leader, you know. To join my sister, Shamim, I welcome you again to the Muslima Coffee Talk. It's a monthly show organized by Uganda Muslim and Civilization Initiative, where we invite a distinguished sister. We have open discussions about things we need to learn as sisters, yeah? It's raw, it's real, and sometimes it's hard, yeah? But trust me, it's profoundly very important for us. So, first of all, give yourselves a round of applause for all making it here. Without any further ado, please allow me, I invite in our distinguished guest of the day. Our distinguished guest of the day is a sister, married for 19 years now. She's a mother of 10. She's an executive manager at Neo Life, a marketeer at Output Uganda Limited, executive member at Uganda Muslim Women Civilization Initiative, Al Hidayah Foundation, a member at Wakiso Muslim Secondary School, a member at Green Light Secondary School, and Stepping Stone Platform. She is the founder coach at Relate Better, a counselor at PAM Professional Counselors. She's a relationship coach. She is a teacher. She is a motivator, a mentor, and a speaker. Sisters, I kindly request all of you to stand up and give her a big round of applause. And this sister, no, after introducing her. No, you can stand up in advance. This distinguished sister is none other than Kachama Zaitun. You're most welcome, guys. Wow.
Can you make that nice?
Many times, yeah, the moment we talk about relationships, the first thing that comes in our mind is dating and marriage, isn't it? Yet there are a number of relationships which actually we never consider as relationships. I don't know what term we really have to use to mean relationships, because the only thing we hear is that in a relationship is when someone is married or is dating or has a fiancé, something like that. So today we have Sister Zaitun, who is a relationships coach. By the way, your relationship is her business.
The fundamentals of a relationship. From this evening, before we even go forth, I want people to pick this statement. The quality of your life is going to determine the quality of, no, it's the opposite. The quality of your relationships is going to determine the quality of your life. So you need to reflect a little. Just think about yourself. How are you relating with everybody around you? How are you relating with your parents? How are you relating with your children, your friends, and everybody? It is going to make, either it's going to make you a good person or the other person. So the fundamentals. I just wanted to share a few things that I think that are very, very important. In this room, we have a gathering of people who I think believe in God. And I want to think that the biggest number of people here are Muslims. And we cannot go away without saying that a good relationship is going to be founded by faith. All the relationships that are having issues today, they have an issue with how we are relating with our Creator. So whoever you are relating with today, how is maybe yours to answer. But ask yourself, when your Creator is looking at you and how you're relating with this person, what is He seeing? So a relationship is going to go forth. It is going to, it is going to struggle. It is going to fight all the troubles. And it is going to stand all the times when it is based on religion, when it is based on faith, and when it is founded by the regulations of our Creator. That is number one. Number two, we need to ensure that our relationships are built on trust. Our relationships must be built on trust. But whenever we talk about trust, especially when we are in women relationships, most of the time we are looking out for someone doing something that you want. Most of the time we are looking out for someone doing something that is at your level. Okay? You want someone to do something that you understand. You want to you want to be the gauge of what the other person should do. And whenever someone does something that is out of your box, or whenever someone does something that you never expected, whenever someone does something that you probably don't want them to do, then they are breaching the trust. But we are talking about trust, whereby you know that this person is probably good at this, this person is probably not good at this person can never do this. Do we have people here who can say something about maybe their friends, and you put your hand there and you say, you know what? Shamila can never do that. Okay, my husband can never do that. Of course, never is not a safe word, but whenever the friendship or whenever the relationship becomes stronger, never starts coming in. You start knowing that this is the limit of this person. This is the weakness of this person. This is the strength of this person. But the problem we have with we learn to accept people, how they are and what they bring forth to us. Because I am going to relate with you very differently with the way I relate with Farida. Okay? We are supposed to relate with people in accordance to what they bring forth to us. If someone does not want you to come into their family life, it does not mean you will not relate with them. You trust this person basing on what they have given you to relate with them in. Trust has a line, and what we usually talk about trust. Trust is a very, very fragile thing. Trust is a very delicate ingredient in a relationship. Actually, we say that trust is not bought. Trust is not bought. We don't force trust. Exactly. Trust is not bought. It is not forced. It is not imposed. Trust is deserved. Trust is deserved. You will never make someone trust you if they have not chosen to trust you. And the other important thing about maybe trust is when you lose trust in a relationship, you will never get it back. No matter how much money you use, no matter how much you crawl, no matter how many sorries you will say, you will never get the trust that you have lost. And we usually tell people, if there is a relationship that is going bad, acknowledge that you've lost the trust of this person. and choose to relate with this person with that ingredient out, you probably will have a better relationship. Then lastly, the third thing that I want us to maybe discuss today, our relationships are supposed to be based on values. We must base our relationships on values. But the question this evening is, do we even know what our values are? Do you know what you stand for? Do you know your no-go areas? Do you know your boundaries? Do you know your limits that when you start that? There's a time when I had this barrier or this boundary. When I was in the childbearing age, you know I'm out of that age. I've retired, just retired out of childbirth. I'm done with that. But there was a time when I was in the childbearing intention. I would be either pregnant. When you meet me in the year, I'll be either pregnant or breastfeeding, or I have a young baby, I'm a new mother. So to me, there was a point where you would not ask me, how many children do you have? It used to come, especially from our family members. But Zayton, how many children do you have? Every function you have a child. Every function you have a child. And I usually used to ask that, do you have a debt with my husband? Did he leave any debt when he was taking me? Because he paid my mahar full and he gave my family whatever they asked for. So if he's riding me for 20 children, can we give him a chance? Yes. So to me then, that was a no-go area. If you wanted to see me turn brown, just ask me how many children I have. And today, when you ask me how many children I have, I'll tell you I have 10 children. Comfortably. All right. So to me, it is very important to have values. Muslim women, what are our values? What are those things that we stand for? When you walk the streets, they know that a Muslim woman will not walk when her figure is out. Okay? A Muslim woman will not walk when she's making noise. A Muslim woman will not sleep with anybody because of anything. What are those things that are supposed to follow a Muslim woman? And whenever you relate with me and someone wants to breach the values, someone wants you to exchange your values for theirs, someone wants you to maybe go down, you have elevated yourself we invest time in ourselves. We invest time in our values. Some of us have gone back to school. Some of us have, sacrificed. We have decided, for example, when we were at campus, we chose to be virgins at Makerere University, a place where everybody believes that they are no virgins. But I proudly say that I was a virgin at Makerere University. Okay? Yes. That was a value that I have. So if someone comes in and wants you to break that value, maybe that is not a person that you should relate with. Thank you very much.
Sister Zayton. Just to go a bit particular, I know sisters here, everyone is waiting to hear about marriage and all that. Currently, you hear many sisters saying that I'm single and contented, single, not searching, abasajja nabivaako, ndi mukowu, and all that. From your experience of 19 years, can you kindly share what the singles are missing? What are the singles missing?
Oh, man. Before we go there, Shamila, I want to tell the people who are single here that you're in relationships. I want us to move away from the docket of thinking that without having a man-woman relationship, you're not in a relationship. We need to understand that there are basic relationships. We have relatives. We are relating with our relatives. We all know the hierarchy. Your mother is better than your dad. My cousins beat my sisters. We have relatives. And the point to note about relatives is we don't choose our relatives. Can we ride our relatives the way they are? Don't change your relatives. Your mother is your mother. Your father is your father. Some of us, when you look at us here, we are born by Christian parents. My mother is a Christian, but she is my mother, and I give her what she deserves as a mother. But we are at a point where someone has gone to the darasa and they've told her that someone who is a Christian probably does not deserve your respect. To me now, that is not a relationship. Then second relationship is are friends. We have a choice of friends. You can dump a friend and get a new friend. Don't stick in relationships of stupid friendship. Okay? Don't stick in friendships that do not stick to your values. All right? You have a choice of a friend and you have a right to lose a friend, as long as you know what you are following. Number 3, we have acquaintances. We have people we find. For example, you come at home here and you meet an askari. You know, you find someone who is cleaning. Please say hello to your acquaintances. Many acquaintances have become our husbands. So be careful how you behave with that guy who opens the gate. Okay? Just be careful how you treat the maid in your home, because there are maids who have become co-wives of people. Co-wives, in-laws, and whatever. And lastly, we have what we call the sexual or romantic relationships. Can we, maybe that is when we go into the question that you're bringing in, the romantic questions, the relationships that work with our chemistry. You know, you see this person and your heart kind of starts just, choosing to go from the left to the right. You know, do those things happen, by the way? Eh? You see someone and you start closing your eyes, eh? And you want to smile, like you start I know. Shamila, you can. I don't blush. I don't blush. I don't blush. So let's go into the romantic relationships. What is a single person missing? A single person is someone who has not found the other half of her life. A single person is someone who is living her faith 50%. It is unfortunate. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that marriage is half of a believer's faith. So while you're walking single and contented, you are walking below 50%. And when we stand there and we are moving through the gates of Jannah, which I know that most married people are going to go to Jannah. By the way, if you're married, don't play with that thing. Do not play with that ticket. Marriage is a direct ticket to Jannah. Married people, are you around? Should I say that again? Our Allah has been so good to us. He has created us and given us all the guides that we need in this life. There is nothing that you want to do in this life. There is no relationship that you will be in, and our Islam has not provided for us the guides. Okay? So we want to say, if you are single, this evening know that you are walking in a lame life. It's a lame life. A life that you should pray too hard. A life that you should have sleepless nights. A life that you should read the Quran from back to back. Give a lot of sadaq. Be the humblest of yourself to see that you get out of. Because, what are you going to present? We have Salah that is so haphazard. You know, we pray with funny dresses. We pray with the transparent dresses. We pray with, our prayers are just the way they are. Many of us, even our, Akida, women and Tawheed, we have issues. Women and Tawheed, women and Shirik are just like this. Just like this. Okay? Zakah. How many of us here pay Zakah? 1, 2, 3. So we are talking about the pillars of Islam, the 5 pillars of Islam, and the rest of what we do to worship our Allah is the other half of our faith. Okay? It is the 50%, right? And then Allah has put on the other part of your faith just one thing, that is marriage. Probably one thing that you need to do so intentionally and carefully today to worship your Creator. Shamila, this is a message for you too. One thing that you need to have intention about, if you really are looking forward to go into that everlasting life, is to get a partner now. The other thing that single people are, I don't know if I'm clear. If you are single, your faith is half. If you're single, your life is lame. If you're single, you are incomplete. If you're single, you're so lonely. If you're single, you are looking for happiness. If you're single, let me stop there. The other thing that a single person is missing You know how the struggles we are going through? We are going through a lot of things today. But in this world, if you don't have this person who you can dump your baggage on, you know, we wake up in the morning and those who are working, you go into these hustles, you are on border, you are in jam, and you know, the rain is hitting us, the sun is hitting us, and you don't have this single soul who you can sit there and you just tell him, and he's there and he's like, hey man, what a bad day. What a bad day. Honey, come here. You know, come here. If you do not have that person who you can abuse freely, you don't have a person who you have, you know, you have freedom to run his wallet. Our religion gives us freedom to go into their wallets and you check what is there. He has 500. Okay, let me take 100. I think he will not collapse, and you walk away. No one is going to blame you for that. Okay? The single person is missing someone. When you are scared in the middle of the night, what do you do? When it is so cold, what do you do? You take tea at 3 a.m., and that is a life that we want to be in for 10 years. You're taking tea at tahajjud time. So to me, a Muslim person, to be in a life that is probably straightforward and a religious life, you need to work on that social aspect. You need to work on intently looking for a partner. Of course, we shall go there. Who do we go with? But a single person, lastly. In Buganda, we have what we call Bamuzisene Gogonyo. Hatma will one time tell you what that means. But a single person, in Buganda, a male who was... when a male died single, they used to pass the dead body at the back of the house. What does that mean? Even your dead body doesn't have value. Okay, so to me, when you look at my face, one of the things that I'm not even happy about, when I see you single, I feel for you. I really, really feel for you. That out of the trillions of people who are walking this earth, there is nobody who has chosen to stay with your baggage. Seriously. Are you the worst person? Are you the ugliest person? Seriously. Seriously. No. Can we make them simple? Can we make these things simple? Can you just look at this guy and you say, you know what, whatever you're coming with, I'm choosing you to be the ticket of my Jannah. Of course, we are moving away from someone who has their values. Should I go back to that? I know that we have moved to the level of having values. Okay? So we want to think that even the people you attract are people who appreciate you having values. If you're attracting people who do not fit in your values, there is something you need to check. Actually, we even have this thing in this community whereby a girl comes and tells you that, Hajat, my issue is, I always get these guys that are from the other faith conning me. Why do you think you are attracting Peter? That is a question to ask yourself. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Before we go for a short break, Sister Zaitun has told us that when you're building relationships, you have to consider three things: your relationship with Allah, trust, and
we have to trust and values.
Exactly. So I hope we're all taking notes, yeah, because this is very important. Then she talked about what the singles are missing. Can you imagine?
That is a long list. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. They'll start feeling cold here. Seriously.
So far, what she has told, the most important thing, leave alone the coldness, because there's an
duvets,
option.
There's
tea, there's the one, there are the hot water bottles and all that. But she has told us, she has reminded us that actually, when you're single, you are living 50% of your day. So 50 is spending. Subhanallah. May Allah help.
And do you know what? Maybe there's a highlight here that shouldn't be missed. You can't have the 50%. Actually, you're operating around between 35 and 45. Truth. That is the truth. Because
that's one we leave
your
for Allah
ibadah.
to
Look
judge.
at your ibadah. Are you doing 50 out of 50? Okay?
Yeah.
No, that is a prophet saying. Okay? And 50% can't be 50. You can't, and it's only married people who have the 50 full
Yeah.
And then you add on your vuswalas that you're spraying for your you pray because your husband is seeing those ones, you get
Yeah.
So then on your 50 you put ka 1, you put ka 2, if you're good then you add, but the single person is struggling below
Within
50%.
the 50, subhanallah.
Yes.
Let's have a short break. We'll be right back very soon, inshallah. All right, Sister Zaitun. I attended a conversion last year. That was a husband and wife conversion, yeah? So one of the speakers, of course, a sheikh, yeah? Weja okwogera. The first thing he asked is that, wano basajja ki, musajja ki aina abakyala bana? They put up. Oh, mashallah, alhamdulillah. Nabuuza bani abalina abasatu? They put up. Oh, alhamdulillah. Naga katero maskini abalina ababiri? They put up. Kati nagamba, katulaba I know mu tulabe ekyenena. No one put up, yeah? No one put up. No one was ready to be ekyenena, yeah? But what did I learn from that, yeah? Ekyo kyayongera okunkakasa that actually polygamous marriages have become what? Inevitable. So how can we help our sisters to accept that reality? That actually polygamous marriages are acceptable in the Quran and they are here, yeah? So it's better we accept them, because you hear very many sisters, webanzizako nze nja kunoba, webanzizako nja kwetta, wenzizako buli omu alina byagamba byanakola nga babungaseeko. So how can we help our sisters to accept that reality?
The reality of polygamy?
Yes, please.
As we move to polygamy, there's something that I didn't mention that is very important. Actually, maybe the most important thing about relationships. Before we think of relating with people sexually or romantically, and even the other 4 relationships, the 3 relationships that we've talked about, we need to have a very found and firm relationship with ourselves. I had missed that, and it is very important. One of the things that today ladies are not paying attention to is the relationship between Zaitun and herself. We are so careless, we are so negligent, we are so blind when it comes to how we are feeling, how we are thinking, what we are doing, where we are coming from, where we want to go. You know, the relationship between yourself, yet it is you who carries yourself around. So the day we forget ourselves, that we always preach self-love, self-care, you know, those things of self-relationships, but people are doing so badly. Today, that is why we are finding that women need to, sorry to say this, today we find that we need to put maybe a cover of who we really are so that we can be able to function in the community. You feel that you are not enough, you are not worthy, your dreams are not important, your effort is not equitable, you do not carry value at all as a female. And when it comes to the Muslim community, the Muslim girl does not know that she has a contribution to this community. The Muslim woman does not know that she has a part to play in her family. She doesn't know that she has a big role to play when it comes to parenting her children. The Muslim woman does not today know that she is, accountable to what is going on in this community. And we have women today who are looking for people to do things that they're supposed to be doing. For example, we have problems that are being faced by the girl child today. And most of the women in this community are saying, naye Zaituni mukozeewo ki? Abapamu nga temukola nnyo. Neno mwandize. What is your role as Farida, as Hadija, as whoever, what you call yourself? Whenever you are failing with relating with yourself, first and foremost, looking at your strength so critically, because that is where your happiness is. Okay? Where your strength is where your money is. Where your strength is where your happiness lies. Where your strength is, or where your strength are, is where your love is going to come from. Because how you speak, how you walk, what you eat, what you do as a lifestyle is what is going to attract the person you're attracting. All right? So that is something that I wanted to. Let's go back and first of all build a very foundation, a very firm and founded relationship with ourselves. Then we move into, we've not even gone into marriage. We are going to polygamy. Okay, polygamy. We still go back to the faith. Polygamy has been here. It is going to be here. We are going to leave it here. Okay. Polygamy is not a punishment. Polygamy is not a law. Polygamy is not an order. Polygamy is not farther. It is not compulsory. All right. So, woman who is in this room, if you were written to have a polygamous man, can you swallow that pill? Can you please take it in and just know that this is what Allah has ordained for me? Because when we live in denial, when you start fighting what has happened, when you start fighting your husband's dream, do you know that men dream of having women even before puberty? I have a son. There was a time my sons were having a discussion, and I don't know where it came from, but I came to the conversation point where they were like asking. These guys were, one is 6, the other one is 8. And they were asking themselves, how many women are you going to marry? 8 and 6. One said 4, the other one said 1. So, what of those people is your husband? Trust me, we have people who do not need second women. Haven't you seen them? No matter how you smear, no matter how you make it look so sweet and, no matter how you paint it, this guy is like, to me, in my life, I want one woman. And then we have men who will do anything, who will, just go in for the other women, even before they get one. Okay? So what is our role as women here today? First and foremost, we are not supposed to accept or refute that polygamy exists, because it is already there. You believe it, you don't believe it, it has been ordained, it is there, it is a prescription. Polygamy is a prescription. It is a remedy for things that have probably not gone right. It is not a must for any man, because we are finding out today that no man can even handle polygamy. Just like they give you coatem and you have to swallow it. Just like they give you this, these very big pills and you have to swallow them because there is a disease that you want to heal. Polygamy is not something that we should walk around be, proud of. Polygamy is something that Allah has put to first and foremost help the community get married women. All right? Because naturally the demography is telling us that we are so many people. We are so many. Women, we are so many. So when Allah brings close or forth near you a man who is presenting your values, and these values, again, when we say that people respect your values, we still have percentages. When we go into deep, that if this guy comes into your life and he probably has 75% of what you are looking out for, and he's coming.
75%, isn't it too so high to achieve? Because 75 is
to me, I'm a teacher. 75% is a distinction.
That is in max, but in reality, getting a person who is 75% of what you need, isn't it about too high?
When you start putting the figures literally on a human being, we might not get to where we want to go.
Yeah, I didn't know I'm driving that.
So yes.
Because you told us that those who are single, when someone comes up, we just accept that person if he has like
75% representation of your values. Right. Of course, the number is personal. The number is personal. Some people are looking out for 50%. Actually, others have gone for people who do not even have 0%. We have people who are in relationships with people who do not respect their values at all.
That is true.
Okay? So that I was just giving a figure so that we can write this conversation. It is really up to you. How much do you really value your values? Okay? So when Allah brings forth this guy who has already 2 women, and you know your values so distinctly and they're very clear, please go with this guy. Just walk with this guy, and you are going to get whatever you have dreamt to get. To me, I think polygamy is something that is for someone who Allah has written for. If it happens to you and you've not prayed for it, take it. Okay? Yes, take it. Don't run away from a man because he has 2 women. And it's unfortunate. The men who are kind of presenting values are already taken. I say it so sadly because Muhammad Lukoya is taken. You get, eh? So, I have this husband, eh? Let me talk about my husband, because people maybe need to know that I'm really married. I'm married to Muhammad Lukoya. Muhammad Lukoya comes in an angelic form. He does things that probably not so many men today can. He is so sometimes when I'm talking about, I don't want to describe him. He's too kind. He's too soft. He will not quarrel. There are certain things he does that not so many men can do. So if Muhammad Lukoya comes in your space and he has Zaitun, that's a battle, right? He comes in with a challenge. Eh? If a guy like that comes into your space, seriously, it is not right to say that I'm not going to go with this person because he has 3 women. Actually, when we are in these situations, we usually tell you that just look at how this guy is handling the woman he has, because it is a big yardstick. All right? The way the man is handling his first wife is probably not going to be so different with the way he's going to take you. Except when you come in with, some people come in with what? Kajanja, eh? Okay? But if you come in with someone who has come to build a family, you are a family builder, you're just making the journey easier, making it better, making it merrier. All right? So polygamy, ladies. Polygamy is not something to run away from. Polygamy is something, it is a tool that we are supposed to use as women to make this society better. In conclusion about polygamy, polygamy was given to women. It was not given to men. Hello? Hello? Polygamy was given by Allah to this community to assist women. Hello? If I had a male here, he would give me a hand clap. Polygamy is not for men. Actually, polygamy is a challenge to men. One of the things that is going to probably keep men out of Jannah is polygamy. One of the things, that is reducing men's ibadah, one of the things that challenges men's worship is polygamy. But Allah has given this tool to help the woman folk. Remember, we are too many. 2, we are weak. We are physically weak. You love it, you believe it, you don't like it, you don't want me to say it, it is like that. You cannot ride a man 30 days. You can't. You can't ride a man 30 days of the month. Therefore, you can't do it for the full year. That is why God gives you menstruation, so that you can have a leave. All right? So, if you have been given a man who cannot be patient with your weakness, especially sexual weakness, let him be. Just let him be. Just assist him be a better person with this polygamy. And then lastly, polygamy has given women time for themselves. Time for yourself. If my man went ahead and brought by the way, I'm still one woman. Yes, 19 years. Hey, yes. If Muhammad chose to bring in a woman today with, yes? I am one wife to Muhammad Lukoya, but I'm very certain, I am very certain I'm the only woman in his bedroom. That I am certain. The other is what I know. I know that I'm the only wife he has. Okay? But if he chose to bring in a second wife tomorrow, the other day, I am getting more time to do the things that I love. Today I have a lot of things to do for myself, for my children, for my community, and I find myself actually not even serving him so well. Because we have so many books to read. An invitation. I'm not inviting anybody. It's not my job. It's not my job, by the way. But if it happened, it's not that is not a war for me to fight, by the way. Me fighting in polygamy, find me, remind me, tell me that Zaitun, remember the other coffee talk? Because maybe that will be another Zaitun walking the earth. I don't have time. I just simply do not have time. And whenever maybe that person comes to, maybe you pass, just pass where he's not supposed to pass. Just tell this girl that, can you do your thing and let me do my thing? You get? And then we see how we run this. But I was saying that polygamy provides women to invest more time in themselves. Polygamy gives us more time to be able to practice what we have learned. Polygamy gives us time to even just rest. Polygamy gives us an opportunity to sleep in our beds, maybe without even bathing if you chose to. Okay? To sleep in your bed and one leg is on the other corner and then the other leg is on the other corner. To read throughout the night if you wish to wash, to do whatever you want. If you want to wash throughout the night, if you want to watch a movie throughout the night, if you want to stay, praying throughout the night, because it's not even allowed to pray throughout the night if you're married. It's not. But these few days when this gentleman is in the other arena, Panay gives you time to enjoy yourself. Not to do bad things, but to enjoy yourself. We spend a lot of time serving other people. Women, we spend a lot of time giving ourselves to other people. So polygamy gives us that one day, those 2 days, those 3 days. Actually, encourage your husbands to give you long biyungu. 7 days away. Even the body comes a bit together, back together. But all the time, can we go to another question? Please.
I know that you're very passionate about that topic and we can speak forever. But still about marriage. Yes. There are some sisters who are into the polygamous marriages. They've accepted it, and even a marriage of monogamous marriages. But there is this challenge of domestic violence or any other abuse. And some of them have persisted and stayed in their marriages. And some sisters have persisted. They've stayed there, but honestly living very harsh conditions. But it's because they fear what the society will perceive of them, the friends, the family, and all that. But at the end of the day, they've gone into a lot of challenges, especially the mental issues. Most of them are depressed. Most of them have withdrawn. They prefer living by themselves. So in such a situation, Sister Zaitun, how can we help a sister who is living such a marriage?
Actually, when I was reading about the types of relationships, there is a time where they mention toxic relationships. This is where two people are living together and they are harming each other emotionally. These are things we speak about and we even want to cry. When you think of when this guy told you that you're the most beautiful woman in this world, okay? This man told you, he's Muhammad, and he told you that, you know what? I'm going to have you alone. I'll never even think about having a second wife. Do we remember those points? And then just after a few years, this guy does not care about how you feel. This guy does not care whether you're pregnant, whether you're sick, whether you're overflowing, whether your menses are too long, whether you've not gone into your periods, whether you're in labor pains. God forbid. And the good thing for us Muslims, which we don't want to really encourage, is religion has not tied us in any relationship. Okay, we don't want to encourage ourselves getting out of relationships and going into others like that. But when it comes to the other limit, that door has been left open. I want to start there. Now, we have mentioned values. Okay, the problem when we are starting relationships, women especially, we do not highlight our values. When women are being courted, they never say what they believe in. When women are being pursued, they never say what they love most. Actually, they say what they love most are basing on what the wallet looks like. They never really, truly mention what they love most. Women, when they are, this is now maybe information for the singles. Right away when this guy says that he has interest in you, he needs to understand that Zaitun can never be hit. Nzete Vancouver. Me? You don't beat me. You don't beat me. And this man should understand right away. If it is the first day, if you're considering him, let him pick it. What other thing is, something that you cannot tolerate? Me, two things. I'm going to be married till Jana. That I said. Those polygams, concubines, a man sleeping on a maid. I even say that HIV cannot take me out of my marriage, and people don't believe it. It doesn't. For me, that is not a scare for me. We have ARVs. We have counseling. We have positive living. I can't live a marriage that looks like mine today because of HIV. No, I can't. But you and me, what are those no-go areas for you? There shouldn't be so many. But to me, two things. Beating me or hitting me and shirk. If I find my man with a stick in the wallet, Bwanonya sent, he will not know where I have passed. No, I think, Shamila, at this age, I really can't tell that this is shirk. I can. And me, I walk sober, I'm no longer in those fantasy relationships. We are, for us this age, now me, my age, we are in real relationships, like serious stuff, I want to talk about those small. Dr. Hanifa, where are you? Dr. Hanifa, which relationships are we building? We are building intentional relationships. We are building intentional things. Being to be a jana. You're looking so far. Okay? To the extent that there are certain things that are going to become a little small. But to me, just benchmark. You put your no-go areas. Let them not be too many that they're going to make you fail to build a relationship. Okay? Because remember, we build. We don't find relationships. We build them. You find a relationship, you start it, you nurture it, you look after it, you spice it, you fight here and there until when you strongly say that today, Lukoya Muhammad is my final. That I say, and I tell everybody, if it doesn't come out like it will, Nabi Maze. If he dies, then Nabi Maze. I am not interested. I am not. And I say it on international screen. I say it on this screen that now that is me. I'm not ready to start a new relationship. I can't take that again. I can't. If it goes wrong, we go to single but not contented. Single but not what? Contented. So we are saying that just have those values, those things that cannot be done. So to me, there are things that happen when they are courting us that are, people call them red flags. Me, if you stay with someone for 1 month, 30 days, you can easily tell that, No, the problem is we are going into relationships blind. We are talking to people, Shamila, and when you talk to this person who is having issues or who is having a relationship that has failed, and when you ask that, are there a few things that you remember that this guy did and gave you a sign that he's probably not going to be a good person for you. And this person starts telling you, but Hajat, by the way, Hajat, and the list starts coming in. This guy, he never used to pick my calls. This guy, when I used to call him, this guy, he used to get off when you call him at the wrong time. This guy, when he's in a meeting, he can't. There are things that this guy does and you're like, that should not go to 10 ms. Banayo omusajja omukubi atandikira ku face. You know, someone who is violent physically or will, like manipulate you, misuse you emotionally, omulabira wano. And if you're relating well, Shamila, and you are, having conversations, you are interacting in a number of things, you are going out normally and you have interactions, most of the time there are frictions that are going to come in. There are points where you're going to be ticked off. There are points when you're going to be annoyed. You want to tell us that people who are courting do not get annoyed? So what happens to this guy when he gets annoyed? How does he react? What does he do? Okay? And how often does he do this? Okay? How much control does he have over when, because we keep, even in marriage, we keep annoying each other. The beauty about people who have stayed together, they have learned to control their emotions. So this guy who is hitting this lady, it is absurd that this girl did not mention. It is very sad that she did not mention it is a sikwati wako. All right? So whenever this guy tends to want to hit you, now we go choose some face. Kapa just dare. I dare you. I just dare you. Because me, for example, some of us are coming from families where these dads really loved us. Mariam Nanyans, where are you? I want to share something with Mariam. We have fathers, me and Mariam, have fathers who have loved us up to today. Me on my wedding day, the people who came with my husband to escort him, they were encouraged to handle me very well because my bed still exists. Hello. I'm Kategede. My uncle stood on I still have that DVD. You can even come and I play it for you. This guy told these people, after coming from Bukoma and Simbi, all the way, that you're taking a girl that we love so much. Gwabali bakutwala bayogera bigambo ki? Ye bakujja wabakutwala batya? Ye kitanda kyo balaga nnyo nti enku ne disnavute n'ekyoto kyakola ki? Because all these things are the things that build. Because value is built banange. And value is got from where we are coming from. So people who are we are not judging, but most of the things that are happening today have a background. Okay? They have a background. But today, if you are in a toxic relationship, we first of all want to help you redefine yourself. Ogenda kuddayo. You're going to go back and see if you can really continue with this person. You're going to go back and help this guy remember who you were. Okay? You are going to let this guy understand that he did not pick that thing of you not being abused. If this partner cannot be able to adjust, because marriages or relationships are about adjustment all the time. Every day we change. Every day we learn. Every day we learn and find out new things. Yesterday, but today I can stand up in your face and tell you, listen, you hit me yesterday, and yesterday was the last time. But we have girls who have forgotten themselves. It's really very sad. Maybe it needs you to just get away from your home. Or you just go and disappear a little. You don't even tell anybody where you are. Let us see what this guy is going to do. Probably he's hitting you because he wants you to leave. Okay? Probably he's hitting you because he grew up with a battering father. He grew up in a family where they hit women. And he has never really associated with a woman who is never beaten. So we need to withdraw a bit out of these relationships and we try to rebuild them. That is if they're even worth it. Okay? That is if this relationship is worth it. Today we have girls who are being hit in courtship. Yes. You haven't heard of them? Because maybe if I'm your wife, when you hit me, there are things we can discuss. But how can you hit me? People are hit in their rooms. People are hit in their cars. People, these things are not happening. This guy is in your house. He is in your apartment. Actually, he's driving your car and he is beating you. It is happening. And this girl is not even willing to go away. So to me, I have a problem with the women folk. We are failing to define ourselves. And the minute a woman comes out and defines us, herself, it is us who are pulling her down. Because men are looking out for defined women, though they are good at breaking women who are not firm. But all the men who are walking this world, they are looking for a woman who is educated. They are looking for a woman who has some money. Isn't that definition? They are looking for a woman who is looking good. Isn't that a definition? And all the other things that you can define yourself with. What happens with you defining yourself at Makerere University? This guy gets you, marries you, and then your definition disappears. What happens?
Wow. Sister Zaitun, yes. With marriage issues, we can't end, yeah?
Okay.
Would you just keep on, like everything she's saying, we really, really need it. It's happening. Many sisters are going through it, but we have to go for a short break. We come back with Q&A. We want to give you a chance to also be part of the show. So let's have a commercial break. We'll be right back shortly.
As we are going in the break can continue, eh? When I speak to you and you shake your head like this, what do you mean? It happens to me a lot. Eh? I'm speaking to someone and she's like, let us go. Eh? Thank you very much.
So it's time to hear from you. This is an interactive show. We are here to learn from each other. Our guest speaker is just leading and sharing what she has experienced and what she has gathered from all sources of her discussion. But we know there's always that one thing. She can't know it all. I can't know it all because experiences really differ. So it's time to engage with the audience. Anyone with a question?
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Naswa Leila Chiseka is my name. I have basically two things that make me proud: being a Muslim and being a medic. There is nothing I can never do to keep that. I have been working on my emotional journey for quite some time now, and the past 2 years I became a mental health advocate. But I have been listening to a lot of speeches from powerful women. I love women in power. I'm not a feminist as such, but I love that women are listened to. So in the bid of building my self-esteem and confidence and finding out myself, I went through a lot of things to build up who I am. But in one of my different interactions, because I'm a medic, and I've been a leader throughout my institutions, I've just finalized at IU. But one of the gentlemen told me, Leila, the fire that you have will burn you one day. of course, he kicked me when I was down, you know. I want to ask you, I have been listening to your speeches, and when I saw this coffee talk, I was like, okay, I'm in Kampala, I have to go because I've been in Bali for some good time now. How do you deal with yourself? Because you probably have absolutely everything that a young girl like me wants to become. How do you live with your fire and don't get burnt?
Nakabirana Shiba once again is my name.
Shiba,
And,
can you stand up, please?
Okay,
Thank you.
and I just have two questions. The first question is about the singles. Yeah? Madam Zaitun Kacham has been talking about the singles and the relationship, but I have colleagues, yeah? But one of the issues which they normally put across is that the moment the potential husband realizes that you have something in the pocket, they start feeling small. Yes, they start feeling small. Ultimately, they want you to initiate. No, they want you. Yes, that is what I hear. They want you to initiate. They want you to be a man in the relationship. Yet that is not appropriate to a woman. The second question is about the second question is about polygamy. You said that we should open up to polygamy and all that, but there is a saying, I don't know if there is a Quranic or hadith that backs it up, that a woman ataina buja looks like something which I will not mention. Yeah, I want to understand the extent to which I exercise my buja. Thank you.
Hey. This is a reminder. If you're not comfortable speaking English, it's okay. You can ask in Luganda as well.
Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Was about the challenges that come.
Babidi Zura is my name. Madam Zaitun, some of us are married, as you know. But our husbands are mommy's boys. How do we live with such people?
Sister Zaitun, the first sister, just wants to know how you navigate through. She wants to know how you deal with the challenges that comes with your career, or
How do I live with my fire
yeah.
without getting burnt? Wow, when people talk to you and they tell you what they see, sometimes you get humbled, and those things make me to want to cry. Yeah? When I see a doctor, seeing something so big in a small me, it gives me a challenge. Actually, it makes me want to do more. Because I know in this community, there is nobody who has come out to stand for the values of the woman, or the values of a Muslim woman, or the values of a Muslim woman who wants to chase her dreams. All right? But when we read, one of the things that we do that aligns us is reading. Reading books. I have a 5 a.m. club. We've read a number of books. We wake up at around 4:30, and then we go into a call from 5 to 6. That is a group where we have chosen to grow ourselves, because all of us are struggling with something. But there's a book that we read that is Secrets of the Billionaire Mind. One of the things that this guy cautions us about is a number of people who are around us, and unfortunately they are the closest people we are living with. The people that were around you, doctor, some of them are dream stealers. Dream what?
Dream stealers.
They are dream stealers or dream thieves.
What do
You
mean
share
by
a
that?
dream and they want to make you think you can't do it, and then they run and do it. Okay? Some of us, you're either that person, the person who is near you is a sleeping or a sleepwalker. We have people who are sleeping, okay, and they're walking on this earth and they're sleeping. So when you share what you have woken up to do, or what you have gotten up to do, they are in slumber and they cannot really understand why you're even thinking that way. Okay? So we have people who will never even understand what you want to chase. Nobody is going to understand your journey. No one apart from you. And we are wives, right? Can you burn yourself intentionally? Can you put your finger in fire? And even though you did, we have cold water. You put your finger in cold water and you go back to the kitchen. So to me is to say that those are very common people who think you're too much, yet you think you've not even done an inch of what you want to do. Because for me, Zaitun, every day I ask myself, what have you done? And here I have people who think that I'm doing too much. Yet I haven't done a you understand? Eh? So you have to challenge yourself. That is why I regret having not even said so much about the personal relationship. It is very, very important. So where are you coming from? Where are you right now? Where do you want to go? That is a personal journey. That is a personal challenge. And you choose the people you want to be in that journey. If someone is not comfortable with the fire that you are lighting, let them get out of your life. Let them watch you burning yourself. Some people are going to enjoy the fire. Thank you very much. The second question.
She talked about the men wanting you to propose because of your financial status.
Men wanting us to propose?
The man in the house or in a relationship.
Now, I am controversial when it comes to, and that question keeps coming to me. Whether you have trillions in your account, whether you run MTN, whether you are in the White House, that guy had better come into your life to provide for you.
Exactly.
If he is not ready for that journey, let him get out of your life. I'm controversial when it comes to that, but that is my value. That is what I believe in. There is something that I know. Every woman is walking this earth looking for a man who is going to wear gumboots, who is going to become dirty, who is going to dig mines, who is going to fly, go to the boat, go on the water to provide for his wife and his family. That is what we are looking for. It is very unfortunate that this community is providing for us men who think that this is too much for them. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said men are maintainers and providers of women. It is very unfortunate that when we talk about us not appreciating poor men, we are over the bar. It is very sad that today we have fathers who think a woman is supposed to pay school fees for his children. It is quite annoying. You wanting me to give you my money and you want me to give you good sex. It is really irritating when you are asking how much I earn. These are things that women do not take in comfortably. We are fighting so much to take them in because it is what the community is offering us. But it is very, very hard and painful if you have to pay the bills in your home. No woman is going to be comfortable with this. Not even me. Actually, me, I tell my husband, I always tell him, just don't get out of this home with an empty kameza. Me, just put your 500 and walk away. Put your lukumi and walk away. Just don't get out of this house without leaving something on that table. Because I know what I have and I know what I can put in my family. But that is not my primary role. I was not wired to look after the family. There are things that we are wired for and we are not even allowed to get tired. We are not allowed to get tired to provide sex. Okowa bichi, wakoze bichi, wasibi okola chi. So there we are also preparing. Our dean is telling us you should not even say no at all. Actually, it should be a debate. And then for them, they are not supposed to discuss. Ladies, this is our natural and birth-given right. If men are finding it hard, we understand. If the economy is tight, we really appreciate. Can we get on the table and we understand each other, but not me switching roles and becoming the husband to my husband? Don't do that, ladies. It is going to reduce our womanhood.
This
The
is
day you
manhood.
start giving this guy money, buli lw'anaakugamba nti kyuka, ogenda kubeeramu enkenyera. And it is happening to many of us. Ate bwe tunaagaana okukyuka, things are going to become very, very hard. So whoever is in this home, nga this man is trying to make him a husband, nkusaasira. Ate nga ogenda bikola. Because you can't look at your children not going to school. You get, eh? So it is pain. By the way, that is a road. Actually, sometimes I don't even want to spend a lot of, because me, I'm not even good with annoying situations, eh? You look at this man, aine ebirevu, aine empale, afuluma, n'agenda mbu akola, and he comes back biganye, naye n'okubikutegeezaamu akatono takisobola, ate akusuubira tuzijjawo by the way nga temwagala batuzi. Anyway, awo nkomyawo. But that is a very terrible situation to be in for every woman. All men who are watching us are in this room. Fight always. Fight always to be a provider and maintainer of your wife. Tujja kubawa buli kye mwagala. The third question.
The third question, she was saying to what extent?
Obujja.
Obujja, what-
Mubeere n'obujja bwammwe.
But what extent?
The extent of obujja is still personal, but to me, I think the boundary should be your obujja or your, is it jealousy, envy? What is that? Recently I met a lady. This very, very humble, very smart, educated, very beautiful and intelligent girl. We were having a beautiful conversation and she was telling me, you know what, Zai? Me, if my husband chose to marry, I have no problem at all. But if this girl crosses the lane, if she moves from that lane and she comes to this lane, bawe wali we mukubira. That is her view. Bawe wali we nkolachi. I looked at this girl. By the way, she said, I told her, go Gambecho. She doesn't look like someone who can even just start a fight. But when that girl crosses the lane, bawe wali tayagala banyumize bba tiyamukubye ayagala amukube nga bba akola ki. Now obujja, to me, obujja is like love, it is like hate, it is like hunger, it is an emotion, right? And to me, we encourage each other, me and you, to control our emotions. So whenever obujja, when the envy comes in, when the jealousy comes in, when that, it is really a very boiling emotion. Tuwulira obujja nga obuwulira maama we, nze nalwala obujja bwa maama wange. I don't want to feel that feeling again. Nalwalako obujja bwa mukwano gwange. There is a friend of mine who was having a very terrible marriage. Nanyiga nensinga naye. So if it is happening to you, I know it is a terrible, terrible thing to go through. So it means it is a challenge. Obujja is a challenge. Era the more you control yourself in that challenge is what is going to define you. So nyabo obujja bwe bukuluma, ogenda kukola otya? Ogenda kweyambula. Obujja bwe bunaakuluma, eswala ogenda givaako. Abaffe obujja bwe bunaakuluma, ogenda genda wa mama fiina. So it still runs back to where your values sit strongly. Nze ngenda ne ngamba abantu nti when I understood that my marriage completes my faith because it sunk in too deep to my toes, noonya ekintu ekinzijawo awo sinnakiraba. Noonya omuntu anzijja ku 10 ekyo oba 75 ku 89 sinnamulaba. So to me, obujja bwo bwe bugenda okufuula mujjawo ky'otayagala abeere. Right? We have co-wives who are literally begged by their husbands. Ngenze munnange tonyigira nkwagala nnyo mukwano naye. You get it? And he goes. So this guy has kind of tried to give a humble picture nga afuluma nga akola ki. But we have these women who have literally shredded the picture. N'ayuzayuza ekifaananyi. Bamugamba nkyakwagala, titonjagala. Nkyakwagala, tonjagala nkyagwagala wankyawa kyagagala nakomawo ddayo wa mukazi wo biki byotafuna wa mukazi wo wafuna omukazi kati onjagazaaki those anyway obujja is a personal thing. Just make sure obujja tebukufuula mukafiiri. Okay, just make sure obujja tebukubiza nosiiwuuka akazigo nekagala okunywera. Just make sure obujja tebukugobesa ku mulimu. Tulina abantu they just become upside down. Amagezi gonna ne gamuggwako kati ate singa aba afudde yadde waakiri afe. So we can't have a direct answer. We cannot really have a direct answer kubujja. Naye omubaka, let's round up this. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he was quoting Salama, hope I have that right, he was quoting a lady who had lost her husband, and she always thought that she will never get a husband or she will never get a man who is like Abu Salama. Right? So when the word came to her that the Prophet wished her to be his wife, she said that ombaka nansobola neba nange olaba ng'oli ku level ng'ombaka takusobola bakyala muliwa. What do you stand for? Omulenzi nakwana akusobola. Ask this guy naye onsobola. Onsobola, do you know what you're taking? And help him understand chatwala. So Salama, ebintu bye definingako. She said that she had found a husband who she thinks will never be like any other man in this world. No man can ever be better than my husband. And the Prophet said, you want to say that that guy is better than the Prophet? She swallowed that. Then she said, the other thing that she said, nze nino wujja, ya Rasul, nino wujja. And the Prophet said, obujja tugenda busabira. Bufuuke busiramu. So obujja bwo busiramule otambuze ekintu kino kibeere nga kigguka gye kirina okutuuka. Then lastly, baby, mommy's girl, mommy's boys. Your husband is a mommy's boy. Stop. Don't define your husband. We have a book that we have read. It's called Pep Talk. Okay? Pep Talk is learning to say good things about yourself and learning to say good things about people. Your husband did not make himself mommy's boy. He found himself a mommy's boy. And you are coming into this life of this beautiful soul that fell for you. That mommy's boy fell for you. I think it takes a man to fall for you. Right? Ananga obulenzi bwe bubakwana. Akalenzi ke kawasa. All right? So you are going to challenge yourself to make this mommy's boy become a man. Can you challenge yourself? Turn this boy who is controlled by his mother. Start to realize that he is a man who has control of something in a beautiful woman way. Simanyi oba mwami wange, mommy's boy, but I know that he's the last born of his family. Don't please let it stop there. Toddamu kuyita bawo mommy's boy. Oberanga amujinya obanga amujinya we are going to get the man out of him intentionally. Okay, tukitandikeko mpola. Nze omwami wange last born. My husband was born with a brother. Between him and his brother, there are 2 children. Between him, there are 14 years. His brother is 14 years older than him. Nze balamu bange bonna bakadde. Oba kyova ndi omu. You know, they bakuru. I don't know if it's a blessing or not. So I have this guy who is young everywhere. Bamuyita, my husband ayina envi mu kirevu, but when he's his family, bamuyitanga akalenzi. Are you ready for that? So make that man your husband. Don't call him mummies. But when he's in your home, let him assume the position of a husband. Work on that. Challenge yourself. You'll get it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, let's have another set of questions.
Hatma, ask without a microphone, please.
I just want to make a contribution or a submission, an addition to what Coach Zaitun has talked about. Yimirire. Nena, wendi muddugavu nnyo n'ondaba bwe naayimirira. So the issue of mommy's boy, you know, nze bammanyi nga alwanirira boy child. So abakyala, let's appreciate that these men also have their mothers and they love them as their children. Like you have sons that you love. Yeah? So tuleme kifuula nnyo issue omwana omulenzi bw'atwalira maama we sukaali. Tuleme kifuula nnyo issue maama w'omulenzi bw'amuyitako jangu nkulabeko, you know, because namwe muyina abaana temwagala babaveeko. So let's appreciate that our husbands bayina bamaama baabwe ababazaala ate babagala nga abaana. So like she has said, bw'ajjeewuwo mwami wo bw'aba alabiridde maama we oba gwe tannakuwa lugoye naye ng'aluwadde nnyina, it should not be an issue kubanga naawe oyina kuzaala gw'oyagala. So nabo baana b'abantu era babazaala. So tujeewo ekyo mommy's boy kubanga awulirira nnyo mu maama we, because I mean we have to respect our parents. So let's not ekyo kireme kutusumbwa nnyo mu bufumbo bwaffe nti kubanga omwami wange awulirira nnyo mu oli maama we and we cannot erase that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think watukiro kuita her husband mommy's boy is beyond that, because even nabatali mommy's boy they provide for their husbands, but there are these husbands actually it's their mothers who are balinganga bafumbe waka buli kimu mommy said ate mother this mother that. I think that extent je tugerako
that is a banange relationships are built. Okay, relationships are built. Omuntu yenna agenda okusuubira nti talina kyagenda kuteeka mu nkolagana ye n'abantu. You are joking. What is going to define you as a woman is changing that gentleman to that, from that picture to something you think is better. And it is going to be done by you, not me or anybody. And ensure that your sons do not become your what? Your boys. Just ensure that it doesn't happen to your sons. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
Now, Coach Zaitun, I have a concern, a question. Fe abachala tuzaala. Bozala, it is a setback. Oyino tule waka, olabirira abaana. Sometimes sifenanti abaami baffe oba beesobola oba ki, we have twegomba tuyina bye twagala. Tukoze tutya ekintu kino okukibalansinga, because bw'ofuna maternity leave, if you're not omulimu bwe guba tetuyina job security, tukoze tutya okwejjayo naddala ffe ng'abakyala abasiraamu nga tuzadde, because abamu tetunaba na kwezuula. Yes, oyinza okuba nga wasoma but you don't have passion for what you're doing. So tuwabule maawo. Thank you so much.
Nambadde ngenda kuyita Dr. Hanifa, but before honey you coming in, let me just say something. Tuwogedde ku values, but these are things that are very important. Oyinza okuba tonnaba kuyingira gy'oyagala kubeera, but hold strongly to your values. Anytime you come out, ojja kuba osobola kiridinga. I'm a mother of a number of children, etiisa abantu, naye ng'esoboka. Simanyi kuzaala kw'abaana, apart from it stalls, okuzaala kukendeeza ku speed, naye tekukujja ku birooto byo. Mpozi kiri ekyokwezuula. Ekyokwezuula probably is a challenge. Naye bw'oba omanyi ky'oyagala, wonna w'ositukira w'otambulira. Honey, you talked about that thing actually the other coffee talk. Thank you.
Waliwo abadde aŋŋamba nti seetaaga muzindaala eddoboozi lyange eddene nnyo kyokka nze Haji bw'abampaana aŋŋamba nti I'm so soft spoken. Kati balabe baseka. Anyway, bakyala bannange muve mu bintu by'okwekubagiza. Katonda yatuwa ekirabo ky'okuzaala ate nga gw'okiraba mu negativity. Anti munnange ate ffe bwe tuzaala bwe tukola ki omwe bwe nnyini Allah ekyo kye yakuwaamu ky'oba weezuuliramu. kiringa bw'ogamba banna bw'ogenda bw'oti mu kkubo n'olaba ng'emmotoka zisala nnyingi weetetenkanya paka lw'okola ki lw'osala. Okuzaala tekukuggyako kulaakulana. Tuzadde ne tusoma ffe twafumbirirwa mu medical school n'ensoma ey'okubiri ey'okusatu ey'okuna nagaana buganyi. What I'm not really bragging, naye kye mbagamba okuzaala temwekubagiza. Ate togaana kuzaala mbu nkola. Teri ajja kugoba lwakakaaya nga iwe perfect performer. Bwekola by'olina okukola teweekubagiza bunanga nti omanyi ffe abasiraamu bwe baba babagamba nti no temulina kufuluma ssaawa bwe ziti gwe bw'oleeta amawala nze swala ssaawa 7 nina okufuluma eswala eggwako ssaawa 9. Lwaki weefuula amawale gwe n'oteetetenkanya ti bwe ba 7 tebatukkiriza kanfulume 8 nkole ki? Teweekubagiza Allah's given role of motherhood. Bw'oba oli maternity soma obutabo. Do your vision plan. These days we have a lot of online stuff that you can do. Saagala weekubagize lwakakaaya. Teweekubagiza lwakakaaya, teweekubagiza lwa bukya ogenda kwekyusa. Tolema butasoma kwegattako value. Tolema butayingira groups zirimu personal growth. Someone was asking n'akendeeza nti omuliro amanyi target yo amanyi gw'olina okukuma gw'omanyi omuliro gwo okitegeera nebbawo tamanyi muliro gwo era nze omuntu n'angamba bane Hanifa you are too much mubuuza based on what target kubanga tamanyi ki target yange mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Amanya Coach Hannah okusokera ddala neebaza abakyala abo olw'okutusomesa kwe batusomesezza. Ekyokubiri I wanted to kugattako kukasomesezza aka relationship polygamy because gwe muliro omukyala ayogedde omuliro n'ansanyusa nnyo gwe muliro okusinga okukumwa mu basiraamu obujja tulina bungi. But when we are teaching finance, we always tell people it's not what happens to you that determines the quality of your life. It's not what happens to you that determines the quality of your life. Because what happens to you happens to almost everyone. So church twawula okubanga oli anyumirwa obufumbo n'oli tanyumirwa bufumbo is what we do. So enkuba etonnya oli n'afuna umbrella atuuke ku mulimu omulala n'agaana otambula. So polygamy ayingiddewo. What am I going to do to enjoy my marriage? Oli kyataakola ali mu kuleekaana nti bwebaleeta omukyala nziruka. So teweeraliikirira polygamy but weetegeke what's going to happen during polygamy. Then omukyala n'ayogera ku ky'okuzaala. There is nothing that grows when it is busy. Buli bw'obeera ku mulimu ng'oli so busy, you're not growing. Buli bw'obeera ng'okola nnyo, you're not growing. Tukula in quiet places. So bw'oba ng'oli nakawere, when everyone has gone to work, you're alone with your baby, that is the best time for you to meditate, to imagine, like the woman said, vision board rekola. So Katonda alina ensonga lwaki atuwaamu eyo liivu. Zuukuka ekiro awo omwana weeyabakira ate gwe toddawo w'oba olootera. Teri akula ng'ali bize. Kyova olaba si adduka ku mulimu mwe n'abaleka nga mutetenkanya ye agenda akuze bizinesi. Ke kamutanda n'asigalawo tejja kkula. So teri kwekwasa bakyala. Buli kimu Katonda kye yatukolera yakitukolera nga ffe abakola ki? Abakifunamu. So oli nakawere beera mu kisenge ky'okweyolle nga weebase naye awo wennyini w'olina okkulira wennyini. Then ekirala ku relationship omukyala oyo ng'atusomesa banaye muyige abaami n'abakyala tuli banjawulo. So when you are relating with a man, know that you're different from a man. Let me give you an example. Men okufuna deal ennungi ng'agenza okushopinga agifuna negotiatinga. Tava mu kifo yakugamba bugambya atoolamu ebbiri bw'otatoolamu ebbiri ngenda nno bw'agenda bw'akomawo. Naye omukyala deal ennungi agifuna huntinga. So you get, all of you get the good deal, but through difference. Yes. So if someone tells you go shopping with your husband to bond, akulimba. because we do things different ne bali kati olina okukkiriza nti tuli ki banjawulo okuwangula muki mu bufumbo. Women, we are emotional, abasajja tebali. So buli bw'obeera ng'oconnectinga n'oli omuntu kimanye nti tuli banjawulo kubali abantu betukola ki betulina. When you are with a single friend kimanye nti waliwo akagamba akagenda okukola ki okumunyiiza ng'okwogera. So kati jjukira as you're relating bane musonyi okwogera ennyo. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Thank you so much for sharing and supplementing on that. That was also very useful information from you. Sister Zaitun, before we wrap up, oina akatalekeka.
Bane tubeyanza, thank you very much for coming in. This is going to be happening probably every third Friday of the month. Tubasaba mutuweereze bye mwagala twogereko n'abantu be mwandyagadde tubaleetere banyumyemuko naffe. But about relationships, around 2 things or 3 things. One, we have what we call the most important relationship. Before you start delving a lot and wondering what I will do with him, polygamy and inzadde, make sure the most important relationship, you and your creator, is in a good position. Ensure nti Mungu byakubanja obiterezeza oba oli mu kulwana kubitereza. Number 2, the quality of your life is going to be determined by the quality of your relationships. Ne bw'olikola otya, bw'oba tomanyi bwe bakolagana n'abaana bato, bw'oba tomanyi bwe bakolagana n'abamyaka gyo, bw'oba tomanyi bwe bakolagana n'abasajja, bw'oba oli musiraamu nga tomanyi bwe bakolagana n'abatali basiraamu. We have a challenge. Ensi yafuuse kati eri. Tokyasobola kubeera wekka. You are doomed. So the quality of your life is going to be determined by the quality of your relationships. And lastly, someone was talking about mental health. We say health is wealth, but I want to conclude by saying that your mental health, that is your personal relationship, is your wealth. Your mental health is your wealth. Nebaza Allah oro mukisa guno. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Let's give a huge applause to our sister. Sorry, we can't take in any more questions, sisters. So we have the feedback forms. You can write your questions there. And also any other queries you have or supplements about the show, okay? You can also visit our pages. You can ask from there. You can follow up the previous shows. You can find out about the show, anything you want to know about the show. You can express yourself on the pages. So you can visit us on YouTube. We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter, Instagram. All you have to do is to look for Muslim Coffee Talk. All right? Okay. Sisters, mbasaba to likinge, to subscribing, to inviting our friends to our pages, because starting with the next show, inshallah, starting with the next show, we are going to do live streaming. So let's invite as many sisters as to learn, to get such information. I believe we all need it. And this platform is here to help ourselves as Muslim sisters to grow. So let's not be selfish. Let's invite more sisters. Let's invite the other people to do what? To join us, even non-Muslims, okay? Because the problems cut across, yeah? All right, from this point, I'd love to thank you again for coming. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much to the people who have been here from day one. That's a special thanks to you. And I thank the new faces today. Thank you so much for also showing up. And we hope to see you again and again. Before we close, I would love to remind you about the World Hijab Day. World Hijab Day is an international celebration of hijab. It happens 1st February. But 1st February is a working day, to be a Wednesday. So we are going to celebrate it on 4th. It will be a Saturday. We will be here at our address, Ham Towers. Please come and join us. We celebrate the hijab. Come, we make the hijab talk. Come, we ask the world to accept us the way we are with our veils. Let us be judged by our intelligence, but not by our veils, yeah? So let's come in big numbers. We make the hijab speak for itself, yeah? So please endeavor to come on Saturday, 4th February at Ham Towers ground. Dress code is black hijab and white sneakers, but don't refuse to come because you don't have them. It's just a dress code. So if you don't have it, please come up the way you're comfortable. Though we shall look smarter if you're all uniform. To our beloved guest, thank you so much, Sister Zaitun, for sharing that insightful information. And it's always a pleasure to have you. Zaitun, Coach Zai is also one of the founder members of Uganda Muslim Women Civilization Initiative. We are always with her. We are always learning from her. And she's someone who is so fond. She's the way she looks at me. Anyway, her passion with marriage, is unbeaten. Era watoli mufumbo. Yes, your friends naye ababuli sawa akubuuza omuntu, which is good. It's good to be with friends actually. Abaku reminding ku your dina sibanga akujukiza edini ojiriko 50% oli kuchi. Zaitun, which is proud to have you, and we are excited that you're sharing with us, sisters. Thanks for being selfless. Thank you for that extra love for the sisters, because there are very, very many programs we have, but she's been like very passionate about anything that can help a Muslim sister to grow as a person. So thank you so much.